Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here, introducing you to Spacers Redux, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you're a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page, where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review on your podcast app of choice is always helpful. We even have another dice raffle. For each month, subscribers are in the Creative Collaborator tier, and up your name goes into a hat that we will pull a winner from at the end of this arc for the dice that I'm using to mess with the players this season. But for now, last we left the crew, success! The crew acquired their past ship, as well as performed the necessary procedure on Flinch. Finally, back together again, they must get ready for the next steps.
Leaving us all in suspense. Suspense!
Hi. Where I'd like to start today. It's from Hello. And you do not have to answer these questions in any particular way. I'm just poking and inquiring. Flinch. Flinch. Asleep for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Would he dream?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Tell us about one of your
frustration.
One of your dreams.
It has to do with trying to find, I believe it was my lost baguette. Was it a baguette that I had lost all those years ago when we were playing the game and there was the chef and I had the board up and we were trying to figure it out?
It's been years for us.
Was it a
for the
baguette?
actual Spacers for probably like 3 days.
Well, no.
Oh no, for
Flinch.
Flinch, it's also been years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
us.
Everyone's time is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Whammy.
But that lost baguette, and it just seemed that in the dream, it was, because dreams can be weird sometimes. Mm-hmm. How what you shouldn't feel threatened by or scared by, something scares you, and it just seems that at any given moment in this dream, I'm going around a ship that I'm not quite familiar with, but at the same time, I'm extremely familiar with. Mm-hmm. And at any given point, a friend of mine, either Cliptic or Laurel, or Greg or Tim, just helping me try to track down this baguette, and I just can't quite find it. And then they disappear, and they're replaced by somebody else. And then I'm always wondering, now I need to find the baguette and this other person. Where are they? And it's just all confusing and frustrating. Yeah. I know it doesn't seem too serious, but definitely frustrating.
Yeah. At the end of a most recent dream, or the most recent induction into this nightmare, you turn a corner and there's a door, and the door kind of like tilts a bit, but you're not sure if it's you doing it, if it's vertigo, or is it a camera, if this was a TV show, who knows. Mm-hmm. And you get a sense that it's behind the door, but it scares you. Do you open the door?
It scares me, the door.
You feel like it's behind the door, but you also feel like there's something frightening behind the door.
I opened the door.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
how much do you like baguette?
The door opens up. And
think so.
yeah, sure.
As I'm thinking about it, Flinch is thinking about it. He's not really sure what's behind a door that's scary, but the first thing that pops into his mind is the space wraith. That's the first thing that pops into his mind. I'm not saying that's what he sees.
Oh, no. It's funny that you say that. As you open the door, there is like this inky blackness that's kind of protruding, or that's kind of past this point. It's different than there not being any light. There's objects you can see. There's an actual cloud of black that kind of like ink kind of like begins to spill on out as if maybe you're in some kind of like liquid bottle. And then all of the hum of the ship disappears. One of the most frightening sounds in space is dead silence. Mm-hmm. No engine, no life support, no heat. And you're not sure if you hear your name being called. And at that very last second, the void hag rips out of the blackness to go grab you. And as it moves forward, the blackness goes with. You inhale it all, and you're just there in the mess hall. It's the morning. It's a couple of days later. You're feeling physically better, and you're all getting ready to plan out what you're supposed to be doing next. And you're just suddenly reminded of this as you look down, and there is a steeping black cup of tea that's been placed in front of you.
I'm also going to suggest, for now, Flinch has a cane to help him get around. He has this, and it seems to be. Would Greg would have liked to have fashioned Flinch some sort of cane, or would this be Tim? Or both of you together as a team-building friendship enterprise. If you made it, it's probably pretty flimsy, but you know.
I feel like Tim would have already had one made. Somehow.
But you may have marked it or
Decorated
decorated it. This is the point. I want it to be something you're involved in. You're my best friend.
Yeah.
So take 2 plot points. One for the character offer of the cane, and one for RPing with me the opening. But I'll say that with all the cane and the adonishments and whatever, Greg, what would you adorn the cane with?
Put on the spot.
I'll tell you right now, I know what Tim's going to put on it.
Greg's gonna put on Flinch 1, Hag 0.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
The foot of the cane is the foot of Flinch 2.4.
Oh, yes.
There you go. There you go. All right. You're all together. You may all discuss amongst yourselves what it is you wish to do next. You are currently floating in space, potentially being searched after by some pirates. You're not sure how long you have until you're noted. And you have a ship umbilicused very precariously to your ship as you're just floating through space. What would you like to do?
So, how long is it gonna take for us to strip that thing for parts? So we can we can soup up our current now meteor, and then take the then meteor to the. No, we're keeping the then meteor. We're keeping now.
We're as far as I know, we're keeping now.
Yeah.
We're gonna take the
Then.
scrappy one, take everything off it, and then we got to put it back
Put it
to
where
that
it
planet.
needs to be picked
Drop
up
it on Parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a bit, but I mean, it's not something easily done in space.
Can we just land on Parliament, do it there, and then leave?
That might bring too much unwarranted attention. I don't know.
It's a desert planet. There's got to be somewhere where there's nothing.
Yeah.
Or is there somewhere nearby there's nothing? That we
I mean,
can just...
yeah, that probably, would be, or any other location that we could be very quiet and take care
Can
of
I
it.
ask a question?
Yes.
I lived on Parliament
Yes.
for a long time. Would I know of a place that's fairly...
Do you have a culture skill?
Oh,
Ah, damn. Not at all? Nothing like that? You have knowledge? The knowledge skill?
I have like D4.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to take intelligence and knowledge d4 and any other dice you can think of. And you're going to make a check for me. It's going to be a 3d4. Make it easy for you. But there is a possibility, since all of this crazy time traveling goodness and how long you've been with these guys, it's like, yeah, that time is weird.
Time is a soup.
Time's a soup. Soup. Ah, la, la.
I think I got anything else. It's probably just going to be these two. So what do I have to roll?
A 3d4.
Well, you have intelligence, you have that skill. You don't have any distinctions that helps?
Not really.
No.
Oh, okay.
So I have a 74.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, that's enough. The Parliament was literally described as the ass end of the galaxy, and there's no evidence you have that would disprove that theory. There's a port city in the northern regions of the planet, and then Hov's Shore, the little, dusty town that you stayed at, literally was made of 6 shacks and a couple of housing units.
Yeah.
Where they would go out into the deserts and pull scrap if it was relevant and things like that from the sandy sea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, even where this ship was found, it's possible you may be able to find some place to set down and strip it there.
Right.
It's possible. There's always the chance of getting caught because scrappers exist, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot of them.
Right.
You know, it all depends on what's close or safe, and maybe it's rather than taking an unknown. Maybe if we know the risks of where we're going, like you're saying, Parliament.
Well, I mean, like, there's nothing. I mean, you saw the town I was in. There's nothing around there now. There is always a possibility of someone finding us, but at least we know the terrain, or I know some of the terrain, and some of us do.
If someone finds us and I shoot them, will that do weird things to time?
Depends who you shoot.
Yeah.
I want to ask first.
Are you important to the? Are you important to the future? Flinch is just chuckling.
Oh, I wish
Oh,
I had
Lord.
sat on that fish. Okay.
Why are you sitting on fish?
So when we originally took like our meteor, it was like in that hangar, right?
Yes.
Someone had found it out in the desert and brought it in.
An android had found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
it's-
can't shoot him.
No.
So it's just a matter of keeping our heads low until we purposely want it to be found.
Well-
Essentially.
Well, we just need a space to be able to transfer everything we need.
And it won't take long if we're on a planet to do it, right?
I might. Oh yeah.
There's not much we're willing to work.
I'm having a timey-wimey thought.
No crap.
Those are confusing thoughts.
I mean,
Yes,
really? Okay, my brain, my head's starting to hurt. Give me a second. Really? We're just bringing it there for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Like we're setting.
Yeah.
We're the ones setting us into like the loop thing.
Yes, old man Greg, yes.
So, I mean, does it matter where we set down?
Well, the thing is, because we're stripping it, let's not forget that the meteor that we're leaving there is not functional.
Yeah.
So, because I need to create that problem with the piping that only I knew how to fix when we do it. So, at the very least, some work would have to be done on it on Parliament. And Parliament seems almost as good of a choice as any.
Yeah, but what I mean is that we don't have to figure out where to land because time, like we were meant to.
It's really just a question of polymer now, not polymer. And I vote polymer.
Yeah, but wait, it has to be Parliament, but like we'll find it no matter where we land.
Oh, it's just being detected.
So, I'm going to chime in real quick, mostly because this is just information you would have. So it's just a reiteration, and an NPC is not around that would just recite this information. So it's been a long period of time. So you're debating the concept of determinism. No matter what you do, it will become the way it's supposed to be.
Yes.
But the point of your mission that was brought up to you was that there's an infinite series of events where different things happen, and Jovac always wins. You happen to have accidentally created the one where he lost. So your mission is to set things up in the exact same way as what was done that allowed you to do that in the first place through sheer dumb luck. So that means that possibly you could get discovered early, and it's possible that reality completely goes down a different path. So you want to do your best to not let that happen.
We need to make it.
So Flinch's point, from the perspective that you've been given, Flinch's point is valid. It's possible if you were to land in a port city and someone stole the ship, that's it. It's not ready for past you to do things. You're now creating a different version of events where Jovac will probably win.
Yeah, we need to do it as close as possible to the original. Otherwise, lizard face.
Hey,
I'm referring to his lizard face, not your. I like your lizard
I have
face.
a much better lizard face.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has that cruel, sneering, conniving lizard face.
It's like a really punchable face, right?
Yeah,
You
it
just
would be if
want
I
to
could
hit him.
reach it and he didn't crush me like a bug. Sorry, Ecliptic.
I'm getting like PTSD from the crime I got from
You just see Ecliptic staring up into space with the echoed hollow background sound of "Watch out."
But I say we go to Parliament, we go to an area, we put our faith in Ecliptic to find a good area to put down. We start work.
The other thing is I can cast illusions. Maybe I can cast an illusion around our work area.
Oh, that's interesting. It's very poetic. Isn't that what your skill set's called or something?
Chaotic.
Chaotic.
He never says it right.
No, I know.
He never says it right.
I didn't even say says right.
Yeah, no, he can't right. Says.
Do you remember
Gotta say it.
how we found out that the thing had been towed in from the desert, like where we
From the
heard
droid.
it? From the droid?
The droid did not
Yeah, it was
specify
just
where.
it was sheer luck. So how that original event went is Greg and Flint crashed on the planet with Bessie.
Yeah.
Laurel was just wandering through.
I got dumped by my former crew.
Yeah.
Got arrested.
Yeah, well, no, I got dumped and then I got arrested.
Yep.
No, I got dumped and that sucked. So I went to the bar.
That's right.
And when you all arrived in town, the android just had the ship a couple of days earlier. He had found the scrap. He had pulled it in to tear it apart and sell it for parts. And you were able to repair it, patch it, and take it as your method of escape.
From, what's his name? Beauregard.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name?
The guy that was chasing you?
Sheriff
Yeah.
or whatever.
Bulwer guy.
Yeah.
That was the pirate
Guess
that
if
came
Lich
down.
always says his
Uh,
name.
Yeah, but the android, he hadn't said where he found it.
He found it out in the desert.
He just said out in the desert. Didn't
That's
say
all he said.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah, so we just
Out
need
in the
to
desert, but like where in the desert?
Big desert.
we just have to make it close enough that he can find it, really. I mean, it's not.
I mean, we could.
Tim just kind of takes his cup and goes, "Anonymous tip."
Yeah, that's exactly what I. That's exactly what I was just about to say. Yeah,
Don't let us
That's why we keep you around, Tim.
yeah, and plus he's awesome. Look at him. He's fantastic.
His hair is disheveled. He looks like he just crawled out of a bog.
Yeah.
I pass him like a protein bar.
Eats it with the wrapper on.
Believe me, we looked much worse during the brown.
Ugh.
Sorry.
We looked horrifically worse during the brown times.
His eyes go from like to
It's just.
Yes.
ponderous, like Vietnam.
Great idea, Tim. We'll put out. Once we get what we got done, we can send an anonymous tip in. Sound good to everybody? It's gonna take everyone's effort because I'm not up to full.
I can carry things.
I'm shaking the cane.
No, I know what you're
I'm
doing.
pretty sure you've been shaking and pointing that cane at us for a while.
Straight Lord! You also notice he has clumps of fur missing, as if they've fallen out since he's woken up.
It's a nervous tick.
Right? He has different clumps of.
That happens. If it's like chemo, it'll grow back different.
Take a pop point.
Oh, jeez.
Like this RP suggestions. It's good.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, so. Yeah, so let's go to Parliament. I guess it's up to Ecliptic so we don't all screw up and the whole universe gets destroyed.
Let's do it.
God, no pressure.
You got
No, all the pressure. This is important.
I just take my tea and I'm just like, oh no. And just like kind of leave. I'm going to go to the computer and see if I can pull up a map of Palamon or what has been charted in Palamon. And then, I don't know if using, I don't even know what skill, but like something to figure out where potentially could be a hidden area, whether it's in a valley of dunes or whatever. Like kind of a...
Won't even get you to roll for this one. Between you and Greg working together, you can find that there's a patch of rock that's
Okay.
not like silty sand that the ships could get stuck in, that you could kind of hide behind. It's not the perfect place, but really there's not much of a perfect place on Palamon. It's all wasteland. Yeah, so
like Arrakis without the worms.
I never said there weren't worms.
Oh no.
Thanks.
You don't know what's in the desert. Y'all stay in the town, which is on a flatbed of
There's
rock.
a bar in the town.
One worm crashing a ship here somewhere right now.
That's true.
So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's not gonna get you roll for that. You find very easily that there is a place you could go. Doesn't mean that it can't be found,
Right.
but it does mean you find a place. So take that as you will.
Okay.
That mask spell idea. Probably not a bad idea.
Yep. So then is that where we're putting? Is that where?
We're just going where you're telling us to go.
Okay, I'll put in the coordinates and.
Captain, you ready to fly?
Remember those coordinates because we need to pass them on as an anonymous tip.
Oh yeah, it'll be in our computer.
After.
log,
Anonymous
sure.
tip.
Sure.
All right. For the sake of time and brevity, there's no point in wasting time. Unless anybody wants to do anything over the course of the couple of... It's going to take about 3 days to get to Parliament.
Probably gonna try to rest and then becoming self-conscious about my missing patches of fur.
That's unfortunate and fair.
Yeah, and also, at some point during breakfast, when we're all sitting around, I'm gonna look over at Cliptic while we're on the way there, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And she's like, I seem really stressed out about this. I mean, but Clippy 2 is a real confident person. Where's Clippy 2 to? That way, maybe Clippy 2 could take some of the strain from me. You seem really stressed out here.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to look at Flinch, and I'm not going to, because I know I'm tired. I know the easiest way would be to tell him that there is no Clippy 2, but I also know he's stressed that I don't want to stress him out. So I'm just going to be like, you're right. And I'm going to go to my chambers, dig through all my stuff, and find the scarf. And I'm just going to look at it, and I'm going to put it on. And actually, psychologically,
That's what I wanted.
I feel a little bit better because it's kind of putting on like my armor. It's my psychological
That's
armor.
what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted.
And I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to put on a face, and I'm going to come in. Hey, Flinch!
Clippy 1 would never let me. Oh, fantastic.
What's the plan?
Oh, yeah. Clippy 1 was having trouble about where we're going to go in Parliament. But I knew. Yeah, Clippy 2 got this handled. As I'm tapping the cane. Yeah.
Oh my
hey, everyone's Clippy 2.
Do you have the scarf as an asset?
I don't actually.
I will
know.
spend
If you
point to
spend a
create one.
pop point to create one,
I will.
you have to
Okay.
spend, so technically, as per the rules, you spend 1 to create an asset. You have to spend 2 to keep it.
Oh, okay.
So if you spend a second pop point, you get a signature asset.
Okay.
That is Clippy 2's scarf.
Oh!
D6.
I don't have any pop.
I have 2.
Well,
I built up a bit.
Yeah.
I will spend 2 to give you that.
Okay.
You can do with your pop
permanence.
points, but you will. They're not my
Okay.
pop points.
And it helps with confidence. It was popped in my mind. I was like, Clippy 2. Yeah, because Clippy, you always play Clippy 2 as
Yes, that's true.
more
That's very true.
God.
God.
So I'm just going to call it scarf.
Clippy 2's
2's
red
scarf.
Yeah.
Clippy 2. K2 scarf.
Oh, I feel so much better now. It feels like this stuff is gonna be handled.
And does it, so, sorry, do I get a die for that?
D6?
D6.
D6 signature asset. So you can spend experience to improve it later.
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Okay.
It could be good for like confidence situations
Okay.
and
Cool.
However you want to use that item. That's an item you now have.
yes.
Awesome. Alright, thank you.
Yeah. Flinch sleeps well that day.
One thing I will say about travel time. So one of the things that I try to do, and let me explain this whole thing real quick. So one of the traps I fall into with a lot of games is I like to go minute to minute to minute to minute. As what are you doing every minute of every day, and it just takes so much time. So I'm going to try and get into the habit of hey, so we're going to just now. 3 days will pass as you travel.
What?
Now, I'm not encouraging everyone just to go along with this. It's totally fine if I would, so just like in that example there where I'm like, hey, cool, this is going to happen. Unless anybody wants to do anything, and then feel free to chime in.
there is something I want to do, but it's an RP thing. It's not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we can jump in and do those sorts of things. Just, I don't want to be like, come up with shit to do as you're traveling, right? So, but if I'm going to default to, we're going to get there unless someone wants to. And then we'll just do that thing
Yeah.
regardless of how much time there is. So, yeah.
So for RP purposes,
Yeah.
actually, it make a difference. Does Flinch wear a jacket of some kind?
Yeah, it's almost like a bomber style jacket with the little tufts of
Okay.
fur. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a, yeah.
Okay, so for like the patches of fur he has missing and stuff.
Yeah.
Does the jacket cover them?
Not fully. So the way I look at Flinch is a lot of his stuff is pretty tattered at places, and because of his shape, and this bomber jacket wasn't made specifically for him being a space hamster.
Yeah.
That there would be, you know, and that's also, he's not always wearing like the armor and everything, especially when he's on the ship now. He's just wearing his regular clothes, and then you'd see it more pronounced, specifically around the neck. The neck and up along the back of the skull. Well, even though he has the metal, right? It's still,
Okay, so something Greg wants to do while they're traveling. And I'm going to partially base this in some of the skills that he has. So I have a talent called Knack for Finding Things. Okay. And my medical skill for surgery is called I'm only so-so at this. So, like S-E-W. Okay. So,
give everything
for our people, just because I have those things.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to make Flinch a jacket that would cover properly and fit him, as well as Greg could be able to make a jacket with medical sewing skills and finding scraps of cloth and leather and stuff around the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. 7.
7. Okay, so you failed the check.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll say that it's your first attempt. It's just not going well. With a D4, yeah. For now, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you had the first draft, a very not great first draft, but a first draft of a jacket. So it takes three days to get to Parliament. You take both ships down. We'll say that Diantha is going to pilot the other ship, so we don't got to worry about that. We do have 2 pilot characters. So the scrap ship to be is going to get landed by Diantha, and then you guys can land this one here. I'm not going to get you to roll for it. It's a basic function. You have enough piloting skill to just make that. And you were able to land safely on Palamon. What would you all like to do?
Laura's gonna go up to Flinch and be like, all right. So, you're gonna tell us what we're taking off? You want me to carry you down? Or are you gonna walk?
Oh, no.
Normally I carry Clippy, but...
No. I can get down there.
You're
It's
having
just
trouble.
I can get there. You know, I'm still spry for me. Oh God,
I
I'm
just
still.
She just picks you up.
like, put you like on my shoulder like a parrot. All right, where are we going?
Okay, well, I mean, first, I guess Clippy was gonna do some illusion thingy, coetic, I believe you called it.
Yes. So I'm going to do, so it would be intelligence, which is D8.
Yeah.
My magic, which is also D8. That's
Yep.
Chiotic. Can I use my scarf?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Can I also use my magical scarf pin because now I'm wearing my scarf?
Yes.
Fantastic. Can I my other additional, which is another Chiotic T, which is my illusion, which is underneath my power set, which is a D8.
What's your other Chiotic T?
So my other
Skill.
That's
Oh,
the
the
skill.
skill. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I have Chiotic and then Chiotic T. So it's
Wild.
Yeah, anyway.
Is that confusing?
Ridiculous.
It is very confusing.
So the ship is large, so it's a D8 sized ship, so you have to beat an 11 D8.
Okay. No ones.
Yay.
Works for you guys.
I have exactly 11 D8.
Nice. So y'all watch as Cliptic just
Lipkey 2.
Clippy 2 goes on outside. And,
And I'm actually going to do that thing. I'm going to do this.
how does casting your spell look like? What does it look like? How do you cast magic?
Because I want to make him happy, I'm going to do like a flourish thing or whatever.
Some weird, deep, droning, like mystical tune begins to
Yeah.
play in the background somehow.
Sure.
Wow,
Wind.
Clippy 2 is awesome.
It's pretty impressive.
Where's Greg? I'm gonna need Greg. Greg understands half of what, you know.
Greg is what?
You're integral to this job. We've worked together
Not
for years.
with me, not with illusion.
No, to do the transfer. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump.
Oh, okay. Well, first
okay.
things first.
Okay.
Clippy does this spiraling of arms, casts a spell. You see nothing.
What's the point?
I mean,
No, like nothing changes. You see two ships sitting on
you
the
need to try again?
Yeah.
Oh no, step out about 20 yards that way.
I look at Flinch on my shoulder.
Start walking.
All right.
The three of us just walking 20 yards like crabs.
I just start
like
walking.
crabs.
Start walking out in the desert, and as you look back towards the ship, like a mirage, like the warbling of water, like making land look like water in the distance of a hot desert. All you see is just that watery illusion.
Whoa.
Oh my Lord.
Who's that?
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't either. All right, I'll figure that back we go.
Sounds like a name of a musician.
Lord.
It's a musician. Good musician.
Yes. That guy.
Oh, he's a jerk.
Spits on the
So now you got to roll to get back. No, I'm kidding. Where's the ship go?
When we get back into the sort of the shadow of the ships, I'm gonna look over at Tim, who I'm assuming came out of the ship. Hey Tim, can you go get a chair for Flinch? Or a box?
Oh.
Or something.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And I'll sit like equidistant between the two ships.
Yeah.
On my crate with my cane pointing at things.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you know we gotta move this here and that
right.
over to the. No, not that one. You fool! It just.
Okay. Flinch, we're going to need you to take your intelligence die and some kind of mechanical skills. Basically, whatever dice you think are relevant to strip this thing for parts.
Because I'm doing it sitting on a chair directing everyone, can I use my distinction, Old Man Flinch?
Yes.
This is how you do it, sonnies.
Yes, 100%. Now, add a d6 for each party member that is helping you out with this. You can include Tim in that if you'd like. If they're sitting next to you, they don't count. So basically, anyone that you're actively telling something to do, add a d6 for each of them.
Okay, so I have mechanical repair, so that's that. That's my skill. I got my intelligence. Yeah, Old Man Flinch. Perfect.
I'm good at grabbing anything tall, anything that's high up on shelves or up in the ceiling.
I'm good at grabbing everything small.
I
That's low to
have-
the ground.
Under my Exo Cortex power set, I have jury rigged.
Yep, 100%.
Things.
Nice.
Now I have to ask, how many days are you trying to get this done in?
How long would it normally take if you were taking your time?
Oh,
That's the question.
It could be, you could take a month stripping this ship if you wanted to.
Well, we know exactly what needs to be swapped.
Yeah.
And do we know exactly when it needs to be swapped by? Like, how long do we actually have until we are gonna need to leave this planet?
Time is kind of wishy-washy. It took you 3 days to get here.
Yeah.
There is evidence to support that at some point the pirates will find this place.
Mm-hmm.
It took you 3 days to get here.
It took us
Could take
a
you.
week and a half because we had to kill Flinch.
You halted for a week and a half,
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you
and
mean.
then it took you
Okay.
3 days to get here.
Yeah.
So it could take them 3 days to get here. Clearly, they haven't gotten here already. But
Mm-hmm.
you wasted about but you spent about 12 days recuperating Flinch.
Yeah. And they don't know that we're here, so it'll take them however long it'll take them to find us.
Yeah, so time is currently up in the air. So to do like a very thorough inspection and like strip it would take a good long while. I would say you want to try and get it done in a few days.
Yeah, like I would like to get it done as quick as possible without incurring negative effects. Like, unless that would take too long, and then we're willing to suffer some negative aspect.
Well, it's not so much negative effects. Is that do you want to get it done? And you know what? Let's put it this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere between 1 to 5 days. What are you going to try and push the team to do?
3,
3,
because 40%,
11
hitting the-
d8.
because you're hitting the threshold.
So you're gonna push the team to try and get it done in 3 days. So if you can make an 11 d8 with the dice you have, then we'll
I'm gonna definitely roll ones. I have so many dice.
see how it goes.
Do you want to start with 3 d6s and say that Greg is just sitting next to you, and then
Or Tim sitting next to
or
you.
Tim sitting next to you?
I would have Greg next to me because Tim is a mechanic.
That's a good point.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So you can take out a diver, Greg.
Okay. Yeah, and because that's all I would need.
Do you have a special effect for your power set?
My special effect on my power set, one is constructs.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is called reflect.
Nope. So
Yeah, because it's sort of.
I
Because
wasn't sure if you had focus. If you had focus, you could really mess with your dice.
Focus is a good one.
I don't have it.
All right, roll it. Let's see what happens, guy.
Okay. We rolled 3 ones. Well, it's almost guaranteed.
It is.
Yeah, there's 3 ones. Yeah, it's almost, with that many dice, odds are you're gonna roll 2 to 3.
Yep.
Anticipated.
What did you get as your final?
So what was the
11d8.
11d8?
You're gonna need a plot point.
Yeah, I'm gonna need. 14d8.
That's enough. But with 3 ones, I can't not take a plot point. I'm gonna say. Oof. Yeah.
Did you get a sunburn? Sitting in the...
One of the 2 options I'm leaning towards. It's just Flinch sits out there and gets sunburned. Gonna take a D10 sunburn.
Heat stroke.
What's that go under?
Complications.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So any checks you do until that's been healed, you get a D10 added to your difficulty. So basically, Flinch just sits out there and gets sunburnt very, very, very egregiously.
That sounds like something I would actually do.
Okay. So over the course of the next 3 days, you are going to be worked to the bone with old man Flinch, cracking the metaphorical whip, and telling you all exactly what to strip. You strip this ship for everything. Its sensor arrays. Most of its weapons, except for its front-facing Gatling gun.
Right.
Most of its reflector arrays for shields. All of this stuff. Even some of its engine components for functional steering. And a very particular nick in the engine coil that only someone like Flinch would even think to go and look for. With that, I will say that you acquire enough scrap. I'm going to just refer to it as currency. We didn't beat the effect die nor heroically succeed, so I'm just going to give you currency in scrap, as then you can spend it later to upgrade the ship when you have the time to do so later. So you were able to successfully acquire the amount of stuff that's on the ship. So you get 560 currency of scrap. Which is quite a bit.
Okay.
Then you can use that to buy or spend it on resources later.
Sounds good.
So, mark it down to your guys' resources. And there's places where you can even convert currency and things like that, so that's for later, but just mark it down. Great. And I'll say, after 3 days of hard, sweat-inducing labor, you can safely say that you have stripped this meteor of everything that it needs, of value, and have transported it onto your current ship.
Okay.
As you're all finishing up,
Okay.
you can hear voices in the desert, as if they are very close.
Should we go? We just go. We're gonna leave. Let's go.
Do we have everything?
Do you want to take the time to go and take a look, or do you want to just get out of Dodge?
I'm just gonna ask Tim, because he's the one who's actually been in and out. We got everything?
I think so. Everything that you had described. The ship could fly if you fix a certain thing.
Perfect. I guess, we should get out of here. What are you thinking, Greg? Yeah, we should go. Just feel a little bit lightheaded.
You look different. Yeah, you're not usually that color.
Yeah, I guess the patches of fur that are gone, you can see burn marks. On
Your skin, your fur is getting a little bleached.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Pick up Flinch carefully.
He doesn't even struggle this time.
I go into the galley when we get inside, and I get him a drink of water.
It's fair.
Cool. Yeah. I guess I'll go take my positions at the computer. No, wait, I don't have computer skills anymore.
Do we know where we're going?
Off the planet
After
first.
this?
For now, just space.
All right,
Yeah.
into orbit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool. So, oh yeah.
As we're leaving orbit, I'm going to speak and say, make sure we send that anonymous tip just in case.
Can I see where the voices are coming from? Like on a map? Like, do we have like anything like a heat signature map or something? Or like something that would.
Not around the rock, but if you start flying and leaving, you could probably take a look and see.
Okay. So if we take off, I just want to see where they are, because if they're close enough to just see it, I'll just let go of that illusion.
And then they'll see us leaving and be like, what's over there?
Yeah, I'll say that without having to make any rolls and things like that, you get that they saw the illusion.
Oh.
You go, fuck?
Yeah,
What's
fair
that over there? And they've already kind of headed that way.
Okay.
It seemed kind of off. They were able to kind of tell that there was something illusionary going on.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because my main question is, if that's not a group with the droid, and that's a separate group, then we've already failed creating the same timeline. So actually, we can't leave until we know for sure that if that's the droid's group.
You want to take a quick closer look?
I carry,
Yes.
I carry Flinch into
Does
the
that
bridge.
does that make sense?
Oh,
Yes.
makes sense.
Greg can scout.
Yeah. Greg is the
Before even leaving?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. That makes sense.
I can sputter off into the desert for a moment.
I will set. So you're going to set me a difficulty because I'm going to be trying to. They're going to try to perceive you.
Okay.
But they're not even going to make a roll if you roll high enough. So, yeah, set me a stealth skill. No difficulty. You were setting a difficulty for these guys. Now, I'll tell you something right now. In a check like this, the effect die being high is good, because if they have an effect die in their perception skill higher than yours, they get a chance to roll. If they don't, they're not even going to think to look for you. So what you get?
I have a 7d10.
Nice.
10. D10 beats out what they have for a skill.
a 1.
They don't even think to look for you.
That's a 1.
Yeah, you did roll one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to use all the ones.
Okay.
So they don't even think to look for you. So you were able to just sneak around just fine and keep an eye on them. And with a 7, there's some information you can gather. They seem to all have patches based off of that pirate group that you just stole a ship from.
Ooh.
That they have kind of landed in search of their quarry. Obviously, they haven't thought to attack the town yet. Yeah, they seem to be kind of cycling through the desert, trying to pinpoint where you're at. What would you like to do?
I grab my machine gun.
You're not there.
I'm down there.
This is Greg, who went out to scout about
Right. That's right.
Well, I mean, there's a very good chance that if they see me, even for a moment, I'm probably going to become their priority target.
So you're literally just going to go... "Ah!"
Well, I'm probably going to get their attention and then run, most likely.
Sounds good. Okay. It's not a roll to get their attention. You literally just stand up, say something insulting, I suspect.
Hey.
Sorry. Your mother was a hamster.
And I was like, hey,
Yes, your father smelled of elderberries.
hey.
No one around this table is an elderberry. As far as we know.
I'm just going to, stand up and just yell out,
Did you smell that?
They all whip their heads up at you. You all hear Greg call out with that, and then you hear the voices, "Hey, does that goblin look familiar?" And they all start pattering.
and then I'll run.
I'm gonna get y'all to roll initiative. Okay. Anybody roll higher than a 14?
Oh, God.
That sucks.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Anybody roll higher than 10?
Yeah.
Greg, what you got?
12.
Nice.
Okay. Higher than 8?
I got an 8.
Got an 8? 6 or higher?
6.
Hey!
6 is. Alright, cool. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be Clip and then Laurel, but you guys can just kind of change that whenever you want. Okay, sweet. The pirates get to go first. They are going to try to rush up towards Greg. we didn't quite establish the distance that y'all were at yet, but once they see you, they'll be able to take shot at you. So, if they're going to shoot at you, how would you like to deal with that? So you can set a difficulty for me.
Well, hide again, basically. Yeah. Or like run and then try my best to hide from them
Okay.
again.
So roll some agility, stealth. You're basically setting a difficulty that I have to beat. So if they have seen you, so they're coming up with some kind of ranged weapon drawn. You don't know what it is, but
You get to add your D8 armor to that.
yeah. Yep, feel free to add your armor to that too. Even though you are trying to hide, hypothetically speaking, if you fail the check, you just fail at hiding, so you might get shot. If they don't make the check, we just treat it as you were hidden.
That's a 1 right there. So that is a 15d8.
I also rolled a 1, so that's good to know. Anybody have a complication? You have a sunburn. You want to give me a plot point? You can knock that down to a D8.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. With a 6d4, they run up the top of the dune and they're like, "Hey, where the fuck do you go?" Greg, what do you want to do? It's your turn.
Alright, so how far am I probably from the ship now?
From the ship, you wouldn't be able to get there without rolling for it.
No, but I mean, like, so basically, I need them, because I don't want them to follow me to the ship, right? I need them to go in another direction and then, like, double back, basically.
How do you want to do that?
You might have to go to someone else because...
Sure, next person in the line is Flinch. What would you like to do? So you've heard these guys pitter-patter up towards a dune that's right up above where the ships are at.
Okay, fair enough. How far away are they from me? Because I'm at the ship.
Yeah.
assuming it's what
So without going into measurements and specifics, you wouldn't be able to get to where Greg is without rolling.
I wouldn't be moving there. I was just looking at range.
Yeah. You can't make the giant rock is between visual range of you and them. You'd have to do some kind of movement to get up there, but you could probably move in a way to be in range of them if you wanted to be in visual range.
So if I was trying to draw them away from the ship,
Yeah.
I have a power set called Space Hamster.
Yep.
In it, I have a special effect called Distraction.
Yep.
I also have intangibility, so I can be in and out of the dunes. Is it possible to try to just draw them away?
Sure. Read out distraction for me.
Well, it says spend a plot point to force alertness, less an effect die, cannot act for 1 turn. That's all.
What I need you to do is you're going to have to make a check for me.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to try and distract these guys? Draw their attention.
Well, I'd like to make it seem that mainly because they're clearly, where'd they go? They're looking for Greg, and Greg must be hidden, is to make noise in another location that could distract them down the wrong path away from us.
Okay. So here's how we can do this. There's a couple different ways to do this. You can just throw a rock or something. Cryptic, I'm cool with letting you help him out with this, since you have magic that is illusionary based in nature.
Yes.
So how this works is basically you can use their Clippy 2's power set to create an illusion to just do that with whatever skills and dice you want. With your ability, if you spend a plot point, if you can make it, I'll even tell you right now what the die is, if you can have an effect die that is higher than an 8, they will guarantee to be unable to move next round.
Ooh.
So that's what distraction is.
Yeah, because I want them to move in that direction. I don't want them to
Well, no, they'll move. They will not be able to. They lose their turn being distracted going that way. Right?
They won't be able to do anything else.
Yeah.
But I can decide that after, right? Roll, correct.
Yeah.
Didn't make I don't think I have any D10s anyway.
Cool.
If I get a
What's your
3.
power set?
My power set is D8.
Okay. So, yep. So we're gonna roll off basically, but you're gonna set difficulty for me. Cool.
Do you get a D8 for Tim? Because Tim, I'm assuming, will not have a turn.
Oh, All of you get a D8 added to your checks except for Greg until Greg comes back. So anyone that's in vicinity of the ship gets a D8. So I'm not going to have allied NPCs have their own turns. You just all get D8s for certain different dice for certain allies because they're just helping out in general, right? So yeah, take your D8 for Tim as well.
Sure.
That's a good call. Thank you.
I rolled 1-1.
So it's Tim and House.
Tim kind of gets at it like all NPCs are treated as assets, so that way I don't have like a million turns of myself versus myself.
I'm going to spend a plot point to add 3. And I'm going to go ahead and make the difficulty 21 D8.
Oh! I can't beat that, which is crazy good. So I'm going to just do this. That's a Cox die. To 21.
21 D8.
Take a D8 hero die
Nice.
as I heroically fail.
You spent a plot point to get that? Does that still count?
Oh no, it does not. Sorry, yeah, you can't heroically succeed without having spent a hero die. Having spent
Yeah, because it would have been 16 D8 otherwise, right?
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, so still fair enough. So the guards that are up top. So Flint, Greg, as you like kind of high, you like, was this the best plan? And like they're getting up close to you, and then suddenly you hear a, boom, boom, boom. What the fuck? And the three of them steer away and start heading further into the desert, away from the ships.
Okay.
Is there anything you would like to do at this particular moment now?
Yeah, head back to the ship.
Yep.
Yes.
Laurel, Clip Tech, anything you guys want to do?
How close is their ship?
You don't know. You have not seen anything about a ship.
So we can't, like, I can't, if I run up to the top of the dune and look, I can't see it?
Roll me a perception check.
Sweet, I'm going to do that. My
I'm alert
perception
to
is kind of
perception.
terrible, so I might not find it, but that's okay. I'm going to try anyways.
Difficulty is 10d8.
Can I use YOLO? Because I'm running to the top of a dune and we're like, whoop!
No.
Okay. I'm going to ask.
No, you can definitely ask.
Always worth asking.
That's very funny, but no.
I don't think there's anything else I can use.
Roll it.
Probably not. You said I'm going to purposely fail and get a plot point.
Sure, that works.
Yay!
So Laurel goes on up, just boing. Nothing. You see nothing. You see desert, more sand.
Ah, damn it.
They're sand people. They came out of nowhere.
Okay.
Tuscan Raiders.
On the comms to everybody. I'm assuming we have comms. Do we have comms?
We used to in the old edition, but not now.
Oh, no. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we lost because we had a lot of items too.
Yeah.
We could make duplicates of ourselves and stuff, but we don't have any of that either.
You got enough scrap, might be able to make some stuff.
That's true.
Yes.
All right. That was the clip deck we want to do.
Okay, so they've gone off into the desert. Are they close enough I can illusion a sandstorm to get them properly turned around? Like they can't have no idea what direction they're in.
Yeah, because we can't have them come back.
You could definitely try.
Okay, so that would be intelligence, magic. Can I use my scarf again? No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can. It's like a spellcasting focus.
Yeah.
So I'll set a difficulty based off of their awareness. I rolled a 1. You give me a plot point, I give you a d6.
No.
Fine. The total is 94.
94? Oh, okay.
They're not very
94? 94, good luck, buddy.
they're not very observant.
No ones.
Jeez.
That's as high as I can.
Yeah, but you can add 3 by stealing 1 from our wonderful supporters.
You can, yeah, you got a bunch of dice there. Bunch of
Yeah.
points there.
If you-
Oh, I have to beat it by 5 to make it heroic. No, I can't do that because it would be
would
the
count.
plot.
You have to beat it raw to do it heroic.
Well, I have a 10
Yeah, that's-
D8.
That's
Natural.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a D8 is 2 steps higher than a D8. It's already pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone watches this clip takes out the scarf and whips it around like like a thunderbolt in the friggin' desert, and this dust storm is kicked up around the pirates. Even though you can't really see them because they're behind a rock shelf, you can see the top of the illusion of the the spiraling sandstorm, and just them going ah, and they seem to be horribly stuck.
Cool.
So
Someone should send that message to that android.
Yes.
real quick, they are not making it out of that sandstorm right now, so they lose their turn. Yeah, I guess you guys can work out of order. They've lost their turn this turn, so what would you all like to do?
Well, I mean, if they're not going to make it back to the ship, we need to send that anonymous tip to the droid so it can come out and collect this ship, hopefully before they stop getting lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's send that.
Do we need to roll for it?
No, I'm cool with you just using the ship to send a message.
All right.
Someone has to be willing to give up their turn to go do that.
I'll do that.
Well, I was gonna
You guys are more distracting than I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So Laurel,
I'm just gonna pilot us out of here then.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't need to do anything else. I've just
Get back on the ship.
Yeah.
Just get back on.
come back on. Okay.
Yeah.
So you send out the hey, oh look, something shiny out in the desert, and they seem to be the pirates seem to be stuck in turnaround in the desert storm. Yeah, it was a big enough fail that you kind of get the sense that they've kind of turned around and they started walking in a different direction in the desert. But then you lift off. You take off. And they kind of like whip back in the direction to see the ship taking off.
Can I make a point though?
What would
They're in a sandstorm. They'd be blind.
They did roll a 1. All right, fine. They cannot hear the ship taking off over the magical sounds of the desert around them. You blast off in any particular direction you'd like, and the sandstorm dissipates around them, not knowing where they are facing now. All right. Well, with that, you guys just gonna hang tight until the next step?
I'm gonna take us into orbit, but we have to decide where we're going.
We can do that once we're in orbit, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's nowhere else to go.
we need to get all this stuff put onto this meteor, and then we got to figure out what we're doing next, because we want to set things up so that we can kill Jovac. So
Now, is there a place we can go where we can upgrade the ship? Because we have all this wonderful scrap, but we still need to go somewhere to be able to upgrade it.
We can't go back to we can't go back to the planet with the dragons though, right?
we can, but we want to be upgraded before we get there, because going to that planet, we might run into Jovac. We don't know if we will or not, because that planet has its own timeline that does its own timey things.
Yeah, because after we got the ship straightened away, then we're supposed to be looking at the matriarch fuckery plan.
No.
Yeah. my notes say mess with the matriarch.
Yeah.
You-
Your notes would.
Alliteration!
We needed to figure out how to keep her away from him.
Yeah, because, yeah.
And
We also-
in which case we needed to figure out where she is still right now.
We also
Yeah,
potentially...
we did know something to do with
Well,
the planet.
we knew
could
where
run
we
into.
had seen her last.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put 1 month from the moment we traveled back to.
Okay.
We know she'll be on the poison planet
All right, so that's the last known place, so that's technically where we need to go next.
in 2 weeks.
But we do need to go somewhere to upgrade the ship.
What was the name of the other station? Was it the Heap?
Yep.
Yeah, but if we go back there, we're not.
Yeah.
We can't because of the timeline that we're at, because we might be at that ship.
We
Or
kinda-
we will be soon.
We have to go somewhere where no one will recognize us. Or if they do recognize us, they recognize us from long enough ago that they won't care. Or where there just is nobody.
Just a regular spaceport where we can get scrap that we never visited would probably be.
You might be overthinking it, maybe.
Yeah, just a regular spaceport that we can get some scrap. It doesn't need to be a den of thieves.
Oh,
just
those are so much more fun.
No, they're not. Just a regular spaceport where we can upgrade ships. Where where we never went to. Let's look at the maps.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to bring up some stars.
Look at that map.
Okay. Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode will air Tuesday, October 8th with The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast's next episode, Tuesday, October 1st. Both shows will air at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on YouTube with a live chat premiere before going up on all of our audio services 1 hour later. For our Ko-fi subscribers, our next Fireside Chat will be Thursday, October 24th. As usual, we'll thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, 3 Slugs in a Trenchcoat, Ed Lore, Rosa, Tyler, The Weejay, James, Matt Cowgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, and Roland Arts. There are players for tonight were Elizabeth Wells, Jessica Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Derek Snow, and Bailey Yarkey. Your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you next time.